right. Welcome. Thank you everyone for joining us today for the virtual Q&A with our wonderful admissions team. We are so excited to have everyone here today, welcoming you to the Beach family, hopefully getting all your questions answered, of course. Hopefully you were able to join us back on April 12th for Day at the Beach. We hosted an amazing open house. We had over 14,000 folks come that day to check out campus, get a tour, meet a bunch of the people that we have online with us here today. But if you still have outstanding questions, obviously that's what we are here to do today, is to get those answered. We're going to get started in just a second. Really quickly, my name is Rachel Sanchez, she, her. I'm the Associate Director for New Student and Family Programs. Our department is really focused on orientation for both new students as well as for families. So parents of students, I have with me today my colleague, Nina Luxon, who is the program coordinator for parent and family orientation. So if you join us this summer for that, you will meet her. We also have, of course, our wonderful admissions team who will introduce themselves in a couple minutes. And yeah, we're going to get a lot of your questions answered today. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. Oh, I already did that part. Welcome. Thank you for being here. So today for our webinar, we're really going to focus on getting as many questions answered as we can. They do have a PowerPoint prepared for all of you today. So it's going to be about a 20 to 30-ish minute PowerPoint, followed by as long of Q&A as we can get done before 5 p.m. We are going to try to respect everyone's time today and really make sure that we get you out of here right at 5. I know people have places to be and things to do, so we will follow that plan. As you already know, you're here to hear from university admissions. And some of the things they're going to discuss today include next steps, what happens when you receive provisional admission, if you need to appeal a decline, and next steps for transfers as well. So I'm sure there'll be lots of other info, but those are the basics of what's going to be covered today. So without further ado, I will let them introduce themselves and we'll go ahead and get started.
Hi, everyone. My name is Julian Benjamin. I am one of the admission counselors, and I'll be doing part of the presentation today. Then I'll let everyone else introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Ashley Alvarez. I'm the other admissions counselor. I'll be doing the second half of the presentation talking about transfer admissions. And we have Christine and Lisa here. They're both evaluators that are going to help us answer any questions that they want to unmute and say hi.
Hi, I'm Lisa Dignadisi, one of the evaluators here at Long Beach.
Hi, I'm Christine, and I'm one of the evaluators on Long Beach as well.
Wonderful. Well, we're happy to be here, and we're looking forward to answering some of your questions. So to get started, once again, this is some additional information for next steps. I will be going over the first year for what you want to be doing now that you have accepted your admission offer. So next steps for first years. So right now you are at provisional admission. So what does provisional admission mean? It means that admission requirements are still in progress, and that is your final semester for most of you, your final semester of your high school senior year. And for this, your senior year must be completed with grade of a C or better. And then, I have here a question that says, what if I did not pass one or more classes with a C or better? And so, it's hard for us to update all students that come to us with updates. And so we just save updates for our final audit. So if there is a course that unfortunately you did not pass, we will know exactly how that will determine your admission once we do our final audit. And so once we request official transcripts, you will submit that, and then it should also have your graduation date printed. And then we'll do a review, and then from there we'll be able to determine your continued admissibility. And then I also have here, if I get rescinded after paying the 150 enrollment deposit fee, will I be refunded? And so it's helpful to know right now, once you've paid the 150 enrollment deposit, that fee is non-refundable. That fee will ultimately, let's say that you successfully go through with your admission, that fee will go towards your admission fees. But for now, if you're rescinded, unfortunately, there is no refund for that. All right, and next slide, please. So your admission checklist is the next thing that you'll want to be aware of. And so you'll want to satisfy the terms of your admission. And so your provisional admission is provisional based on your successful completion of your senior year. So you'll want to complete that. And if that is completed, then you can assume that you're safe. After that, you can activate your CSULB student account if you haven't done so already. You'd accept your admission offer. I am aware that many of you, most of you have done this already. And so that is due, of course, no later than May 1st. You can remind your colleagues, your peers, if you have some that you know are still in between, that May 1st is that deadline. Then you'd, of course, want to sign up for your SOAR date if you haven't done so already. That is due no later than June 1st. Then, of course, your immunizations are due June 1st as well. And then last but not least, your final high school transcripts, as well as any test scores. So that includes AP. And then if you'd like to receive additional consideration for like placement purposes, you can also include your ACT or SAT scores as well. Just to side note on that, your ACT and SAT are only used for placement purposes. Alrighty, next slide, please. Now, this is very important. This is what do I do basically if I am administratively withdrawn for missing a deadline, or if I am rescinded. What if I'm rescinded? So students are welcome to submit an appeal 15 days after receiving an official notice of withdrawal or rescind. And then if you are unsure of why you were denied, then I would recommend you schedule an appointment with either myself or my colleague Ashley to find out exactly why that was. And then preferably before you submit your appeal, then later, so that we can identify exactly what it was. And then from there, give you any recommendations on the best submission for appeal. Alrighty. Next, let's say you should include all relevant supporting documentation revealing extenuating circumstance, whatever the case may be, new and or updated information not previously considered. One thing that's helpful, let's say you received a D in your class and it's printed on your transcript, and you submit that for evaluation. And it's an A through G class that you really, really need it. So what I have seen in the past, and this may be considered again, but the most helpful thing would be to negotiate or really speak with your teacher or instructor that did, give you that grade, and see if you can come to an agreement, and see if there is, if they wouldn't mind giving you like a C minus, or a C minus would be considered as a C. And so if you could get that and then have your official transcript regenerated, include that in your appeal. And that, for example, is a workaround, or at least will be a good submitted appeal. And again, I know that there are various situations here, but if there's a specific case that you have that you'd like to go over or visit, if we don't go over those in questions during our Q&A, you're more than welcome to schedule an appointment with Ashley or myself. And we'll get to that information of how you can book an appointment a little bit later on in our presentation. The appeal process is anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks, and only one appeal may be submitted per academic term per applicant. And if you're ever in the case of where you submitted more than one, or you feel you need to submit another appeal after submitting one, meet with either Ashley or myself, and then we'll discuss that further with you. All righty, next slide. Drum roll. The question of the hour, and that big old question that we're getting from so many of you, so many students. Can I change my major before starting this fall? And so the million dollar answer is right now, we don't know. So we'll know mid-May. A communication will be sent out mid-May with detailed information regarding the switching of majors. And then secondly, if you are deciding whether to attend CSULB based on the possibility of switching majors, please keep in mind that we cannot guarantee major switches right this moment. And so we'll be able to provide additional information as soon as mid-May. So just hang tight, and hopefully we can assist you with that a little bit further down the line. All righty, next slide. All right, and that'll conclude my time, and then I'll hand it over to Ashley.
Hi, everyone. So I'll be going over the transfer admissions process. So I'm going to go over the different statuses that students have. So students are originally conditionally admitted if whatever they self-reported on their supplemental application makes them eligible. So as you can see, it says if you're admitted based off supplemental application responses, your official transcripts must be evaluated to determine if you've completed the necessary requirements or have them currently in progress for the spring of 2025. And so by that time, if we offer you conditional admissions, which you guys already been offered conditional admissions, then we're going to request official transcripts. That's why we're going to verify that what you self-reported was indeed correct. If we look at your transcripts and see that everything is accurate, your status will either change to provisional admit or clear admit. And so a provisional admit, it shows that you still currently have admissions requirements in progress or in plan to complete by the end of spring of 25. Keep in mind for fall of 25, you have until the end of spring to complete requirements. Summer work will not be used for admissions eligibility. A lot of students are, doing classes right now and maybe might not pass. And so that can affect your admissions. And that's why we have you in provisional admit. If you're taking a Golden 4 during the spring and it's necessary for admissions, that can impact your eligibility. Or taking a major specific. Some majors are fully qualified, meaning you need all major specifics. And so we have you in provisional letting you know that your admissions can still be rescinded at this point. We also have clear admit. So your official transcripts or your records show that you're meeting the admissions and major specific requirements and your admissions is guaranteed. And you pay the enrollment deposit and that's why you reserve your spot. So if you're clear admitted and you're taking spring work and you're worried if you're not passing the class, you're going to be okay. You can drop classes. It's not going to impact your admissions as you already met the admissions criteria. We do get this question a lot. So you can always check your status either on applicant self-service or in your portal. That way you know whether you're provisional, meaning you still have something that's needed for admissions, or if you're clear admit. There is big differences between those two. One has all the requirements, one doesn't. So please be aware of your status if you're questioning whether you should drop a class or not. Okay, next slide. So these are the next steps after you've been admitted, and you guys have already most likely done most of these if you're up to this point and you've accepted your admissions. So if you are, you satisfy the terms of your provisional admissions, if applicable. Again, if you have coursework still in progress for spring, we got to make sure that you complete them. Again, summer work will not be considered for admissions eligibility. So if you have to drop a class and you have to take it over the summer, it's needed for admissions eligibility. We do recommend that you apply for spring of 26, and that application term will open up this August. But going back to students now, so once you've been admitted, please activate your student account, which you guys all have done so, and then accept your admissions offer. So you do have until May 1st to accept your admissions offer. I know some questions were, do I have to pay the deposit? Do I get a waiver? If you qualify for the waiver, it should be built in. So when you go to accept, it will show you received the waiver. If you're not seeing that you received the waiver, that means you do not qualify for a waiver. If you're interested in appealing that, you can go on our admissions website, pull up the appeal information, and there is a section there to appeal that. Okay, and again, that's until May 1st, so that's next Thursday. After you pay that enrollment deposit, then you can sign up for SOAR. So you have until June 1st to sign up for SOAR. You have until June 1st also to submit your immunizations. Unfortunately, with admissions, we are not the experts on immunizations. I saw a couple of those questions. So if you do, please contact our student health center in regards to immunizations or any records that need to be done, your physicals. They would be the ones to help you with that. So final transcripts, ADTs, APs, anything that we're requesting on your checklist needs to be submitted by July 15th. That's our final deadline. It's a hard deadline, so please make sure that you have that all submitted by then. Okay, next slide. Next steps. So if you are withdrawn or rescinded, so withdrawn means you did not meet a document deadline and now we withdrew your admissions, or rescinded means you did not meet any or did not meet a requirement, and so we took back your admissions. And so you have 15 days after receiving that notice to submit an appeal. But appeals will only be granted if you have new and supporting information to further support that you are eligible for admission. So you can't just submit an appeal and say, I just want you to reconsider me because I really want to come here. Unfortunately, that would not be grounds for an appeal. It's something like, oh, I actually did take an oral communication class, but I forgot to report it because I went to another college. That would be something that you could add an appeal. When you do your appeal, please make sure that you have all the information at once. So if you're needing unofficial transcripts, please provide that in appeal. Once an appeal is submitted, it needs to be done fully. So you can't add additional information after. Like Julian mentioned, if you're unsure about your appeal, please book an appointment with us before you submit that appeal, just to make sure that you're putting all the information accurately, because we do want your appeal to count. Only one appeal is allowed per term, so you can't submit an appeal to appeal the first appeal. So we want to make sure we're helping you the best that we can. Appeal processing is anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. Keep in mind, when there is an abundance of students being rescinded, it might take longer because we're manually reviewing all these, and it's not up to me and Julian. Also, it's up to the appeal committee that we have. So it does take time for students, or not students, but for our appeal committee to read students' information. So please just wait for any communication. We can't really give you a timeline. Okay, it's going to take exactly 4 weeks, but please be patient as we go through the process. Next slide. So again, me and Julian are our Beach Central admissions counselors. So if you guys have any questions, please email us. We do recommend that you book an appointment. We do counseling appointments. They're 15-minute time slots so we can go over your admissions. Even if you've already been admitted, but you just kind of want to confirm your admittance, we can go over that. If you've been rescinded and you want to know why, we can help you with that as well. We are not academic advisors. So if you book an appointment and say, okay, what classes do I need to take? Unfortunately, we cannot help with that. You would need to wait until SOAR when you can speak with an academic advisor. And then once you start your semester, you can book with them as well. But we're here to help through the admissions process all the way up until SOAR. If you guys do have more questions, you can put those in the chat. Next slide. So some helpful information. If you guys do need to submit transcripts, we do recommend that you do them online through Parchment or National Clearinghouse. Sometimes if you do it through the mail, it does take longer, and if it gets lost, there's really no way to track those down. If you submit them online, and for some reason it does get lost, we're able to have a document ID, and our imaging team is amazing. They're able to find it. And so please make sure that you keep those verifications that you submitted them, because that way we're able to track. Let's say you got denied for not submitting by the deadline, but you have proof that you've had it submitted before. We do recommend keeping that order confirmation. If it does prompt you to submit an email with it, it's going to be our es-idptrans@csulb.edu. But if you're able just to manually, or not manually, but add CSULB and it automatically pops up, then just put that information there. If you do have residency questions, because that does affect your tuition. If you're classified as non-resident and you are a California resident, please email our es-residency@csulb.edu, and they can kind of help you through that process in terms of getting reclassified or submitting documents for that. If you do have any Cal State Applied technical issues, which you guys should be past that point now, but if you do for whatever reason, please reach out to their team directly. So for us, our phone number is down there, and also our website.
Great. Thank you so much, Ashley and Julian. As you can see, we are going to get into our Q&A portion here. You all have been doing a wonderful job really putting your questions into the Q&A box. Just a quick reminder/note, please do not put your questions in the chat. Find the box that looks like this. I'm going to show you right now. It looks like this, two little speech bubbles that says Q&A, and utilize that portion right there. We will reply to as many as humanly possible. We do still have plenty of time left, so I think I'll kick it off. There are quite a few questions about the placement test, and how do you know if you have to take it, and if you have a certain AP score, for example, if you score a 3, do you have to take it, or can you start directly into Calculus 1 or Calculus 2? Can you guys speak a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So at the moment, the best way to get that considered or looked at would be to wait until you meet with your advisor. And then you'd let them know that you've taken, an AP or SAT or ACT exam and want to use that to contribute to help determine what you place into, and to see if you even need to take a placement exam. You can definitely do that, but you would hit that up with your academic advisor, and that would be specific to your major. Generally, it's the STEM majors that require the placements. So like the English, or I'm sorry, the math, and so specifically like the ALEX. And so you'll know that if you are a STEM major, then most likely you are required to take the ALEX, and you would speak again and discuss that with your academic advisor.
Yeah, I just actually want to add on to that the Alex is a little tile in your single sign-on. So when you sign in to csulb.sso, you see all of the different tiles that you can access. Alex is one of them. A lot of advising centers will contact you in advance to let you know that they do want you to take it. I know for sure that the College of Natural Sciences and Mathematics, like Julian mentioned, does reach out to their students and says, please take the ALEX, please take the ALEX. And many of them will ask you to take it before your orientation date so that they can get you registered into the correct math placement when you come. So just a heads up, please, if you are a parent, please make sure your student is checking their email consistently. And if you are a newly admitted student, your new full-time job is to really pay attention to your email, specifically for making sure that you're getting all this stuff done before school starts. All right. There is a question about not passing electives with a C or better. What happens? Can you still attend?
Okay, now is that A through G electives or is it just a course? So if it's an A through G requirement and it depends on if it's a first year student and you did not pass an A through G. So the A through G is the subject requirements for admission. So the A through G, what I would recommend is try to um, try to negotiate and get that C, at least that C minus, because admissions will take the C or better. And a minus, C minus is a C from what we recognize. And so if you can, negotiate with your instructor, that would be the best course of action if you've already received a D. If you are, um, if you're not able to do that, the next best course of action, in my opinion, would be to see if there is a early starting summer class to get that and fulfill that requirement through that, and then submit that with your once completed with that, submit that with your official transcript record from high school to show both, but still that you're satisfying the requirement. So you still want to do what you can to satisfy admission requirements, even with you having failed or not meeting a particular A through G. So show how you're meeting it, and then if you can't show that, it's going to be tough.
All right. In that kind of same vein, and you kind of just answered this, if they take GE classes at a local community college before the fall term begins, what is that process? I think this person's wondering, do they need permission to do that? Or should they just go ahead and enroll in their community college and make sure that those transcripts are turned into you?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Rachel. Yes, you can go ahead and attend. There's no specific permissions that you need. You're allowed to attend like a summer class or the summer term before the start of fall. Now, at the start of fall is when, and if you'd like to still do that dual enrollment, that's when you would want to notify your advisor and go through the process of the dual enrollment. But before, all you need to do is, um, business as usual, enroll in the college course during that summer, and then submit your official transcripts whenever that course has concluded.
Great. There are a lot of these are somewhat repetitive about summer classes at community college. I think you covered why. Oh, this person wants to know why would someone get a waiver for the $150 enrollment deposit versus someone who wouldn't?
That's a very good question, and it's all going to go back to the your financial situation. And so if based on what you reported financially, that's what would, I guess, differentiate between the two is strictly the financial situation.
Great. There's quite a few financial aid questions in here. We are going to be talking to financial aid on May 7th. We are trying to focus here on things that Ashley and Julian and Lisa and Christine can help us with. So if you have a financial aid question, obviously we would love to answer that on May 7th, or you're more than welcome to contact the financial aid office. They're tremendously helpful. Nina, if you could drop that link in the chat, that would be wonderful. There are also a lot of questions about orientation. I will definitely get to that at the end. So I'm just going to scroll through here and see. Let's see if a student, okay. Oh, there's also housing questions. So for housing, you're going to want to contact housing at csulb.edu. Let's see. There are so many questions about orientation. I'm wondering if I should just answer a couple of these for folks now. So I will just very briefly talk about the orientation process. Hopefully, so if some of you are here for that, then you can get those answered. If you are a first-time first-year student, which is what we call freshmen, if you are a first-time first year, you will attend in person for your orientation day. It will be basically all day. You'll check in at 8:30 and we will take care of you all day. Our team here at New Student and Family Programs is the orientation team. We will welcome you. You will meet some other students in your major. We will do some getting to know you team building activities, a lot of presentations about campus resources. You'll get a campus tour. We'll feed you lunch, all the fun things. And then in the afternoon after lunch, we will hand deliver you to your academic advising center. At your academic advising center is where you'll meet your advisors who will help you on that day on site register for classes for fall. So SOAR is a required program of the university. Every single incoming student has to attend SOAR. And for first-time first-year students, you will enroll that day. So it's super important that you attend. If you have access to your student portal, it's very easy to sign up. You just go to your My CSULB and go to the admissions portion, and then there should be a little link that says sign up for SOAR. The dates you'll see are dependent on the college that you belong to, which is where your major falls. And all the dates that you see are the dates that you can attend. So a date that your friend sees might not be a date that you see if you're a dance major and they're an engineering major, for example. Your deadline to enroll in a SOAR workshop is June 1st. And if you are a transfer, you might see some options for you to attend virtually, where freshmen have to attend in person. Transfers have in-person and virtual options that will show. And then additionally, your registration is the next day. So there is one business day, and then you register at 9 a.m. the following business day. That registration usually takes place virtually. We don't make you to come to campus twice, but there are departments that have that option as well. So that is a little bit different. So first time, first year students, one day, all day, we do it all. Transfers, you will get orientated either in person or virtually, and you will register the next day virtually. If right now, our academic advisors are extremely busy helping current students. So we have, almost 40,000 students currently enrolled. So they are making sure that those folks are registered for fall. They're getting people graduated. So they are extremely busy. So they are excited to help you when you come to orientation because we see about 11,000 people over the summer. Definitely just making sure you come as soon as you can so that you can get that all taken care of as soon as possible. If you are having any issues signing up for SOAR, Our office is fantastic. We are more than happy to help you. The best and easiest and fastest way to get you registered is to call us. I know people don't pick up the phone as much anymore, but we can help you in like 5 minutes. Pick a date, put you in that workshop, and then you'll be all set. So 985 5515 562, sorry, 562 985 5515. That number will be at the end. So hopefully that answered a bunch of orientation questions in here. And let's see. Yes, you can take community classes or classes at a community college. Julian or Ashley, have you guys seen any questions that you feel are really important to address?
Yes, I did see one, and I'm sure there are more, but it's more so in regard to receiving like a D before um, a D grade in a class, and then um, it improving, and then getting a C. The main thing that admissions is concerned about is that final grade that you get. So if you started off in the second semester, so this 12th to this eighth semester this spring with a D in the class, and then now you're improving and getting better in it, and in the end that C grade is going to be on your transcript, then that's exactly what we want to see. So that's a great job. And then and again, you just want to do your best to get out of that class with that C. And even if they don't give you that C, at least fight for that C minus. Yeah.
Another question that I've seen is about changing majors. So if you're undeclared, you can declare a major once you start and work with your academic advisor, but also mid-May, and you'll be getting information about changing majors and see if it's possible. There's some majors that you cannot change into. And so keep that in mind, and we'll send out communication about when and if it can be changed. And this only pertains to first years or our freshmen. Transfer students cannot change their major during the application process.
All right. Thank you, Ashley. What about a non-resident? This person says they're going to be a non-resident and they have to pay non-resident tuition. But can they still live in the dorms? I guess that's not really a question for you guys, sorry. Danielle asked, do you have to take a placement test if you are undeclared? No, you do not. All right.
Another question that I'm seeing is official transcripts. So final official transcripts are due before July 15th. You'll be getting emails about sending them. We do recommend that you wait at least a few days to a week after you graduate to send it, because it does take time for your school to post either graduation date or final grades. So don't send it immediately. Please wait, because sometimes if you're sent too early, it might be missing your spring grades or not have your graduation date. If you're unsure if it's going to be posted or not by that time, I recommend sending one to yourself as well, so you can see how your transcript looks like. Or if you're a transfer student, please check on your end on your unofficial transcript. That way you can see that your grades are posted before you do send them to us.
All right. There are also a lot of questions about required immunizations. I will be happy to put the link about that in the chat box so everyone can read up on that. They have quite a bit of information on the Student Health Services website about what is required of all incoming students in terms of vaccines, and the COVID vaccine is no longer required, just as an FYI, in case that is a question there. All right, I will follow up tomorrow. Someone asks if the links will be provided. Yes, I'm more than happy to provide the links tomorrow. The recording will be sent out to everyone that was registered for this webinar. In addition, in that email, I will provide many of the links that were shared here in the chat, whether that is for immunization, for the Bob Murphy Access Center for our disabled students, for housing. I will throw it all in there so you all have access to all of those links depending. All right, this person asks, I took dual enrollment during high school and like to know how these credits would count here before I make my decision. Can you please tell me who I can talk to about this?
Yeah, I'll answer that. So, as long as you're taking college level courses, then they do transfer over and you can use to complete college requirements. If you're unsure whether it's college level or not, you could always use assist.org. And we'll put that link in the chat real quick, just so you can know what's transferable. And once you start, you will submit your college transcript and work with your academic advisor to see what area it completes. And that will count towards your credits completed here at Long Beach.
Great, thank you. All right. There are quite a few questions about housing still. Tomorrow, I will also include the link to the housing webinar that we hosted last week. Oh, this person asked, so if I'm a straight A student and they drop to Bs, I won't be rescinded. Even though I don't work in admissions, I can tell you that will not happen.
So if your GPA is still good, then you should be fine. Usually some people get senioritis and then don't pass an A through G. That can impact your admissions. Or let's say it's not an A through G, but you get Fs in your other classes, then that can drop down your GPA and that can impact your admissions. But going from an A to a B should not get your admissions rescinded.
All right. Do. There's a question here that asks, current students are already registering for classes, so are some spaces held for incoming students? Yes, absolutely. Actually, whole sections are held for incoming students. But I will say the sooner you come to orientation, the sooner you'll have to register for classes. So yes, the sooner you come, the better choice of classes you'll have. But no, they will not all be full. We have orientation that runs through August, and all of those students always get registered. So you will be fine. You may have to take an 8 a.m. on Friday class if you wait until August, which is not popular, as you can imagine. All right. Do you all see any additional questions, Julian or Ashley, that you can answer? If not, I might answer some of these orientation questions.
I'm seeing a lot of housing questions and immunization questions and financial aid questions, but not necessarily admissions related.
All right, let's see. This person asks, what app in SSO do we click to sign up for SOAR? That is your student center. It's called My CSULB and the tile is yellow. It has kind of like two little people icons on it. When you click there, there is a section that's called admissions and you will click sign up for SOAR. Again, we do have a financial aid webinar on Wednesday, May 7th from 4 to 5. I definitely invite all of you to attend, and we will answer as many of these types of questions there as humanly possible. Let's see. No, you are not required to have the COVID-19 vaccine. Oh, and really a question I've seen quite a few times is, will these Q&A questions be provided after this session? And unfortunately, Zoom does not save them. It drives me crazy. I will do my absolute best to capture as much information as humanly possible and send it out along with the recording and the links that I promised all of you. So I apologize, but for some reason, Zoom does not save the Q&A. And if I can find somewhere that it does, I will absolutely share them. All right. Sorry, I'm reading these as fast as I can. A few folks asked, what date is orientation? We start orientation on June 9th, and actually, no, that's a lie, June 10th, sorry, on Tuesday, June 10th, and it runs through August 13th. So we see, generally speaking, we see freshmen in June and August, and we see transfers in July. That is a slight generalization because there are a few first-time, first-year freshman dates at the end of July, but predominantly all July dates are for transfers, and June and August is for first-time, first-year students. If you are a STEM major, so science, math, or engineering, your days will all begin in July. That is to make sure that the ALEX is taken, that your AP scores is posted, and that they can get you placed accurately. Do parents go to SOAR? Nina, do you want to take that one?
Sorry, I was deep in answering questions in the chat. But I can chime in real quick about what we kind of do at Parent Family Programs. So first of all, I want to come on here and say thank you to everybody who joined us tonight for the webinar. I know a lot of you are parents, and so you will see a lot of me throughout the summer and throughout the academic year. I'm the Parent and Family Programs Coordinator, so I'm basically your point person. And since your student will be attending their SOAR throughout the summer, we also host PFO, which is Parent and Family Orientation, alongside SOAR. So while your student is in their SOAR experience, we'll have Parent and Family Orientation experience kind of running parallel to SOAR. And the check-in area is very close by, and you can register for that online ahead of time. I'm actually going to drop a couple of links in the chat for how to learn about parent and family orientation, as well as our Beach Family newsletter, which is a newsletter we send out every 2 weeks, starting at the end of May, to parents and family members so that you can stay involved at the beach, learn about what we're doing, and learn about a question that I saw in the Q&A was events that we have on campus. So we do offer parent and family events throughout the academic year as well. We tend to do 2 in the fall and 2 in the spring, and we try to bring families to campus to have fun, to come out here with their students and really just make a day of coming to campus. So that's a little bit about what we're doing. But yes, parent family orientation is every day alongside the student SOAR experience. So make sure that you register ahead of time because it is based off of capacity. And you can learn more information by clicking that link that I just dropped into the chat for everybody. And you can also visit our website to learn more about our Beach Family newsletter. And a question that we keep seeing in the Q&A, is this going to be recorded? Yes, this will be recorded and posted on the Parent and Family Programs YouTube page. So if you go to CSULB Parent and Family Programs on YouTube, you will be able to access this recording again so that you can get all of the information. I know it's a lot at one time, so if you need to access it again, you totally can. But thank you, Rachel.
Yeah, no problem. All right. If a high school student is graduating with an associate's degree concurrently with their high school diploma, is that student considered a first-time new student or a transfer student?
So they'll be considered a first time at first, and then once they submit their official transcripts from their community college showing that they got their associates awarded, then we will put that in the student's record, and then their academic standing or student Student placement level will change to junior status.
Great.
Question again, if you're graduating, prerequisites and placement test. So if you're graduating already with an ADT or an associate's degree and you've already completed your Golden 4 requirements, you will not need to retake them as you already completed them at the community college. And you're submitting your official college transcripts, and then your advisor will clear those off your degree planner, so you won't need to do those anymore. And yes, all college transcripts will be due July 15th.
And then what happens if you do not receive someone's transcript by the due date?
So if you do not receive it by the due date, then you can be withdrawn for not meeting document deadlines.
Great.
Also, sign up for SOAR, you can be withdrawn as well.
Yes. So kind of going back to orientation, like Ashley said, if you do not sign up for orientation in time, they will withdraw your admission. So please, please, please make sure that you do that. It is a requirement of attendance. So SOAR is for students only. We do build it around being a student-only experience, but that is why we offer parent and family orientation every day, so that way you and your student can attend together, and then they go off and do their own thing at SOAR, and you can attend parent and family orientation as well. All right, someone asks if it says I got an F on our final transcript, will that affect me?
So it can vary on if it's still needed for an A through G. If it's needed for an A through G, then yeah, it's going to impact your admissions. If it's an elective, or if it's a course past your A through G, it could possibly not impact your admissions. Also, we would need to see how that impacts your GPA. So we won't really know until we receive your final high school transcript, and then we can evaluate you. So please make sure you submit your transcript as soon as possible and not wait till the July 15th deadline. That way you know as soon as possible if you are accepted or not.
All right. We have time for probably about one more question. I know there are so many questions in the chat. Many of them don't pertain to this topic, but we really appreciate everyone being here and having all the questions. Obviously, you're all really engaged and excited to be here this fall, which we're excited to have you, so thank you. We would love to answer as many of these questions as we can. Like I said, we probably have about time for one more. Let's look. Maybe this should be clarified, Ashley or Julian. If you're a provisional admit, can you still sign up for SOAR?
Yes, you can still sign up for SOAR. It's for any students that have been admitted and you accepted your admissions, then you can sign up for SOAR. So provisional admissions, again, you still have requirements needed for admissions, but you won't know until you're done with spring, and so then you submit your final transcripts. So yes, please sign up for SOAR. That way you can still join, because the SOAR deadline is June 1st to sign up for that. And so sometimes students will sign up for SOAR and then later on realize that they don't meet the requirements. And then fortunately, then at that point, your SOAR appointment will be canceled. But again, provisional does not guarantee admissions unless you complete the requirements.
Great, thank you. All right, another admissions question. Is there an option to defer to fall 2026 if we are concerned about finances for fall 2025?
Yeah, so unfortunately, you cannot defer an admissions. You would just need to reapply for another term. So if you know that you can't this fall, but you're still interested, we do recommend, if you're a first year, don't take any college work during this time. Do not attend the community college, because then at that point, that puts you not at first year status. That makes you a lower division student, meaning you have college work. So then you would just need to apply again, and that application period will open up this October, so October 1st through December 2nd.
All right, I think we will move on. So many of these questions are wonderful, having to do with housing, immunizations, financial aid. Again, I will share the housing recording with everyone tomorrow, and I will share as many links as I can possibly think of that we discussed here tonight. And we will move on a little here. All right. I know Nina did discuss parent orientation a little bit already, and she already shared the link, but Nina, do you want to answer that one more time for folks who maybe weren't able to hear that the first time?
Yes, thank you. So parent and family orientation happens each day in the summer alongside your student SOAR experience. I know I keep seeing a few questions in the chat about if parents can attend SOAR with their student. The short answer is no. SOAR is a student-only experience, and we center that experience in being student-only, but we do have parent and family orientation that happens each day, and you can register for that ahead of time on our website, or you can I'm gonna copy. Oh, you copied and pasted. Thank you, Rachel. Or you can visit us day of, but it is based off of capacity. So if you are interested in attending parent and family orientation, please click the link in the chat. You can also sign up for our Beach Family newsletter, which is a bi-weekly newsletter that we send out every 2 weeks for parents and families to stay involved, stay engaged. At CSULB, we do events throughout the year as well, so that will have some of that information for you, as well as some other summer connection events with key campus partners and things of that sort. So make sure to stay up to date on our website, and stay tuned for parent and family engagement.
Great, thank you. I know I reviewed a lot of this about orientation. So SOAR stands for Student Orientation, Advising, and Registration. That just means we try to take care of you all in one day. The deadline to sign up for orientation is June 1st. So please, please, please make sure that you take care of that. Again, SOAR is for students only, and parent orientation is for parents, families, and supporters. If you can't make your SOAR date until later in the summer, that is absolutely okay. You will still have the ability to register for classes. You'll still get a full course load. It might just not be like a dream schedule, just to be completely transparent. And yes, so our department, New Student and Family Programs, that is me and Nina. We are the ones that help with orientation. So if you have any orientation questions, you can contact our office. I'm going to just move this forward really quick. Oh, that is the QR code there. All right, here we go. So you can contact our office, New Student and Family Programs. You can visit our website, or you can call us at 562-985-5515. We will be able to answer all of your wildest orientation questions. And then for enrollment services, they're at 562-985-5471. And the link to make an appointment with Ashley and Julian is in the chat. I again really want to encourage everyone here who had financial questions to attend this same webinar link. It will be valid for May 7th from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Please, please, please save your financial aid questions and make sure that those get answered there. And I think that's it. Again, I think there was one last question about SOAR dates. SOAR dates are June 10th through August 13th, and it is dependent on your major. So if your major falls within the College of Health and Human Services, for example, then you would come on the day for College of Health and Human Services. So the university is split up into 7 academic colleges along with our undeclared friends, so really 8 academic advising centers. When your student or yourself comes for SOAR, if you're a freshman and you're registering on site, you will see the academic advisors specifically for your college. We don't have any like generalized advisors. They're all for your college. And in some cases, folks specialize down to like major, or at least like category. So Again, please ensure if you have not decided yet that you accept your offer of admission by May 1st. If you are interested in applying for housing, that is also May 1st. And for your SOAR sign up, that is June 1st. So please make sure that you take note of all of those deadlines.
And sorry, Rachel, a couple
No
of more
worries.
people have asked. If you want to access this recording of the presentation, please visit our PFO, or Parent Family Programs YouTube page. It has been dropped into the chat, so you'll be able to access all of this information once again. Just putting that out there for folks. Sorry, Rachel.
Thank you. Oh, no, don't be sorry. Thank you so much, Nina. And just to reiterate again, I will send it to everyone tomorrow, along with as many links as I can possibly think of for everyone. So thank you so much for being here. A huge thank you to our admissions team. I know they are insanely busy this time of year, obviously based on everyone's questions, but they were kind enough to spend this afternoon with us. So thank you to Lisa and to Christine and Julian and Ashley. So thank you very much. That does conclude our time for today. So hopefully you got lots of questions answered, and we are able to see you in the fall. All right, thank you so much. I'm going to stop sharing and go ahead and end this program. Thank you all.